Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, remember the last video we did about low cutting? Well, in this video, I'm going to put every sound in its place by playing with the volume or panning. So, are you ready to be blown away with me? Let's go! So here we are in the project again, and the first thing I want to do is to get the volume of the sub to the same level as the kick. And to accomplish this, I use the freezing function of the equalizer to get the highest volume of the kick. In this case, it looks like that the sub of the kick is touching the 6 decibels. Now that I know what the highest volume of the kick is, I solo the sub to see what the highest volume of the sub is. In this case, it looks like it's around 3 decibels. So I'm going to raise the volume until I reach the same level as the kick, 6 decibels. Now that the sub has the same volume as the kick, it's safe for me to turn on the sidechain again. So now I'm changing the timing of the sidechain so the kick and the bass can alternate. It sounds good to me, so I'm going to leave it like it is. So now I'm turning down the volume of all the tracks and I'm going to start over building the rhythm section. And this is the technique I use to always get that consistent mix. So this is what you really wanted to know, right? I know what you want. I know what you're waiting for. It's coming in 3, 2, wait a minute. I forgot. What was I doing again? Hold on. Okay, here it is. So we know that the sub of the kick has the lower frequencies of the rhythm section, and we know that the hi-hat has the higher frequencies of the rhythm section. Those are the two opposites. So what I do is I leave the kick at plus 6 decibels and I set the volume of the hi-hat to minus 9 decibels. That gives me the perfect slope. And with everything I do afterwards, I try to keep that perfect slope. Yeah, so there it is. Let's continue. But wait, the thing I said before is more a rule of thumb. I use the technique every day, but I also use these things. Okay, let's go. I like the sounds of my rhythm section to be short and punchy. That's why I'm bringing back the release. I'm not being too precise with my mixing, because later I still have to EQ and compress my sounds, so I still have a lot of tweaking to do. As you can see in the equalizer, the lower the frequency of the sound, the higher the volume. Of course, not higher than the kick. As you can see in here, the fills on track 9 and 11 are way too soft. That's because I'm using the higher frequencies to balance the volume. In this case I should be using the lower frequencies, especially because they're the fills. They should be a little bit louder than the rest. There's a big difference between the lower and the higher melody of this sound. The lower melody is way louder, so I'm using the L1 limiter to bring the volume of both melodies close together. With the bass I'm doing the same thing. I'm raising the volume until the sub of the bass has the same volume as the sub of the kick. Especially in this situation because there's no sub in the break. The bass needs to take over the sub. With this sound the rule of thumb comes back into place. If I set the volume according to the higher frequencies, the sound will be too soft. So I need to set the volume according to the lower frequencies. But then you can see spikes in the higher frequencies. That doesn't matter. As long as it sounds good, it's good. Did you see what happened? This sound has a higher volume and sits better in the mix. Suddenly the other sound sounds way too soft. So I need to raise the volume again until they match. Okay, that's it. The rest is just rinse and repeat. Remember?
Wax on, wax off.
If you want to see the rest of this video, go to part 2. If you want to skip it and go directly to the next step of my mixing process, go to EQ and compressing. I'll see you there. Peace!
Here comes the drop.